Testing, testing, testing. Hi there guys, my name is Rohan Bivi, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how does sunscreen work. Now, in today's video we are going to be talking about what is sunscreen, well, how does it work? So let's say, okay, one day it's summer, okay, it's the middle of summer and you want to go somewhere outside, okay, but the sun is just shining super bright, okay, so you decide to apply some sunscreen on so you don't get any sunburns, right? But how does sunscreen actually work? Have you ever wondered, like, how does it actually work and how does it protect you? And it's not just some kind of like cream that is like an invisible force field. It actually does something, okay? So in order to understand how sunscreen works, we first have to understand what are ultraviolet rays, okay? Now you see there are two types of UV rays and types of UV radiation, but there are mainly two types, being UVA and UVB. So UVA, more or less, penetrates deeper into the skin, okay, and what UVA does, okay, it penetrates deeper into the skin, okay, and has a highly likelier chance of premature skin aging and long-term skin damage as well. And UVB more or less attacks the outer layers of the skin, okay? And UVB more or less causes sunburns, okay? And it's a high, again, UVB causes sunburns. By that I mean it has a highly likelihood to cause sunburns. And eventually, over time, the skin cells, okay, it'll get so bad that the UV radiation, okay, can start to damage the DNA inside of our skin cells. So that's where sunscreen comes in, okay? So how does, sunscreen work? Well, there are two types of sunscreen, okay? Mineral filters and organic UV filters. The first one, mineral filters, are more or less made up of stuff like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, okay? And what mineral filters do is they basically absorb the UV and scatter most of it, okay? So not all of it, but a lot of it is scattered away from your body, okay? It absorbs it and scatters the UV radiation, okay? While the other type, organic UV filters, okay, are made up of carbon-based compounds, okay? And what they do is they absorb the UV radiation, okay, and convert all that energy into a small amount of heat, okay? So that's the other type of sunscreen, okay? Mineral filters and organic UV filters. So that's more or less on how does sunscreen work. But maybe you've seen some random numbers like SPF 30 or SPF 50. So what exactly is SPF? Well, you see, SPF is basically like the measurement on the UVB. Okay, what I mean by that is it's basically the likelihood on, not the likelihood, but it's a bit hard to explain, but what SPF is, okay, and what it does is that it basically is like the protection against UVB, okay? So what that basically means, again, SPF, okay, like I said before, it's the protection against the UVB, okay, like the likelihood. So let's say it has an SPF of 50, that means it's a higher likely chance of protecting yourself from major sunburns. That doesn't mean that you have a 50% higher chance of longer time in the sun without risk, okay? You see, the more protection on sunscreen works by how much you can apply it on yourself. And that's just not considering the fact that it can wear off, maybe due to swimming, sweating, and intense sunlight as well. So, what should you do? Well, you should apply sunscreen when necessary and reapply it, well, again, when necessary, okay? And well, that's basically how does sunscreen work, and well, that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.